Episode 1 of Melo Movie introduces us to Kojayam, a man who grew up watching movies because his older brother often had to leave him with their landlord, who owned a video rental store. One day, Kojayam decides to become an actor, even though he's quite terrible at it. On the other end of the spectrum, we meet Kim Mubai, a woman whose father, an unsuccessful director, loved movies more than he loved her. She disliked her name and anything related to cinema. That changed when her father passed away while she was in high school. After watching one of his films, she remarked on how awful it was. Determined to prove a point, she decided to become a director to show her father how pathetic it was to stake his life on a terrible movie like that. Kojayam meets Mubai and instantly notices her. On the set where he's just an extra, he often sees her standing out. Meanwhile, Mubai notices how Kojayam stands out as well, how he's liked by everyone because of his easygoing and cheerful personality. However, she detests his attempts to help or talk to her. "I have personality issues," she bluntly tells him, hoping he'll leave her alone. We also meet Kojayam's childhood friends, Hong Si-jun and Sun Ju-ae, who are in a relationship. Si-jun works part-time at the landlord's new business venture after the closure of the video rental store while pursuing his dream of becoming a singer. Inspired by this, Sun Ju-ae decides to chase her own dream of becoming a screenwriter. Kojayam remains close to his older brother, Ko-jun, and the two still have dedicated movie days together. As time passes, Kojayam and Mubai keep crossing paths. He meets her again while working as a wedding videographer at his friend's wedding. Later, during an out-of-town shoot, the two get stranded after missing the bus with their colleagues. As they talk, Mubai reveals that she wants to direct the greatest romance movie. On the way back, Kojayam notices her having a nightmare about her father's death. On the final day of shooting, Kojayam sees a reporter speaking to Mubai, the same reporter who had approached her at her father's funeral. At the after-party, Kojayam finds Mubai smoking alone outside. For the first time, he manages to make her smile. She confesses that she keeps her distance from people to avoid disappointment when they leave. Eventually, they share a kiss, just as Ju-ae breaks up with Si-jun. The episode ends with Mubai's voiceover about Kojayam leaving her, as we see a car sinking into the water. This has been a solid debut episode for Melo Movie. We are introduced to two characters with opposite personalities, Mubai, who resents everything related to cinema, including her own name, as she always had to compete with her father's work for his love, and Kojayam, a man who is not only in love with cinema but also with Mubai. It's a strong start to an enemies to lovers trope. The episode clearly establishes its themes, blending romance with melancholic undertones, making for a compelling introduction to our characters' lives. It also bears a strong resemblance to our beloved summer, especially with Kojayam's happy-go-lucky, hopelessly romantic, and endlessly optimistic nature contrasted against Mubai's cold and distant personality. This is no surprise, given that screenwriter Lee Na-eun is on board. Overall, Melo Movie has had a very promising start, and we're looking forward to seeing how the story unfolds.